Good morning, lads. Today I want to teach you all about water and all of its unique idiosyncrasies and properties. Yeah, I think that will do. So, first thing to note is how far it will travel. So, if you place down a bucket of water, it will spread out in every direction from, if you count the source block, it will go 8. If you count out from the source block, so the one after, it will go out 7 blocks before stopping. And of course, this can go out, so this was the previous limit right here. And this can go out literally indefinitely if you have height. So actually, let's just go like this. So as you can see, it's already past what it was previously able to. And if you continue to go down, so right there's the limit. So if I were to break this one, it would actually go further. Yep. Because this would be 8 if I'm correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't see the hitboxes. 5, 6. Actually, this is really annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I was right. That's 8. Because that's the length. And so you could just keep going higher, and that one source block will continue to stretch and stretch and stretch as far as you want. Another interesting thing about water is it will hold its form. So even though I removed all the blocks, the water is still in the same shape, even though it has no reason to, I should say. But then when you remove that one source block, it will all go away. Water will take the fastest route downwards. So I'll hit on this again later in the video, but just wanted to show here. So it didn't spread out any more than that, it just goes straight down. But if I were to add this, notice how it creates this bulge down here, and if I keep walking it will. But if you were to initially place the water, and I'll wait for it to drain, it will just go to the sides and not come down this one because it wants to take the shortest route downwards possible. So another way to visualize that would be this. Water does not struggle to go around blocks, but if you were to say have a hole here, the water will instantly want to go there. So even though it's more than capable of filling this whole area, it wants to take the shortest route possible. So if, let's see, that was 3 blocks out. If I were to make a hole 4 blocks out, nothing would happen. But if I were to make one 3, and obviously adding the hole afterwards won't do anything, the water makes its calculation when it's placed. It will go to either, or if I wanted all 4. Oops. I actually thought that would work. So, very interesting. And then, obviously, if you fill in all the holes, it will pretend like, oops, it will no longer have a shortest route to go to, and it will spread out again. So with that in mind, you can actually make some really cool, oops, looking objects. So if you were to just place water, say, underneath this block in the air, it will still spread out all 4 in the 4 directions. Even though it's not, say, the fastest route down, it will go out to the side. And then if it hits the ground, it will spread out in every direction. But a cool little trick is if you just have a 1 block hole right there. No, of course, we have to wait for the water to go away. The water will not spread out and make a mess. It'll actually make a really cool effect like so, or just stays nice and neat. Now obviously you can move this hole almost wherever you want, and that wasn't a hole, and I have no idea why it's not spreading out right now. I'm actually quite confused. That was interesting. That one's beyond me. I don't understand that at all. But I actually haven't tried this yet. I am curious. I'm pretty sure the water will flow straight to this. Oh, it spread out in every direction. So you do want to keep the hole rather close to the original spot. And now I'm just experimenting. I don't actually know. I've only put it in the center. I haven't put it to the right or left yet. Okay, that makes sense. So this one, the fastest route would be right and then in, right and then in. Makes sense. And now it will spread out because there was a break in the form. Very interesting. Actually, I can just leave that. It looks cool. Oops. And obviously, like I said, it will hold its form. So even though I broke its original source block because water reconnected to it, it would stay spread out indefinitely if there was already water there. Which does make me think of another experiment that I want to try. But I'll try it over here. So if I had a source block here and a source block here, if I remove this source block, will that water stay up? It will not. That's interesting. Not sure why that is. Actually, I'll leave that. So another very important thing to know about water is its relation with lava. If lava and water try to intersect, it will turn into cobblestone. And it will do this indefinitely. And notice how I made sure that the water was the one placed first, not the lava, because in the overworld, lava flows slower. So if you were to try and place the lava first, and then the water nearby, then when you broke it, it would slowly get closer and closer to the core. Until finally, when it hits the core, so that's the source block, it will turn into obsidian. So if you wanted obsidian and you didn't have a diamond pick, you could just use lava and water, and there you've got your obsidian. There is one other form that the two can make together, and that is smooth stone. So if it's up against the side, I'll actually place this over here so we have both. It makes cobblestone when going up against the side of it, and smooth stone when the lava is on top of the water. So another useful farm. No, you can't make an obsidian farm out of this because you would need infinite lava infinite lava sources, but it doesn't make a source block, which is another very useful thing about water, is if they have a space in between two source blocks, it will become an infinite stream, an infinite source. So these are the two different ways you can do that. So I'll show you the difference. Got some empty buckets. If I take this water out, it's just gone. No matter how long I wait or how slow I go, it's just gone. But if I take the water out of this center, because there's two sources in between, it will stay indefinitely. Now if I was really fast, I could remove them all. Or if I start from the right and work my way to the left, the water will be gone. And it also works on angles. So this one's a bit more resilient because they're all feeding each other instead of this one, it's only feeding the middle. The 2 blocks on the diagonals feed both sides, and it works both ways. So this one, it's a lot more resilient, it's a lot harder to break it, but you can still break it if you spam enough empty buckets. Oh yep, there was one more thing I wanted to mention, and that was if the water is in the air like this, you can try and form it. You need to be careful that it doesn't spread, but if you place a block like this, okay, now it's just being stubborn. Don't know why it's spreading at the moment. Normally, when I do this, the water stays gone like that. I'm not sure why it wasn't earlier. Let me try this one, see what happens. Yeah, that's what... Maybe I'm giving it a block update. Normally that doesn't work. Maybe that's because my computer's so slow. But if you did want to remove the whole column, you just need to place a block there before. Oops. You do have to wait. Water is something you have to be very patient with. If you're ever hasty or in a hurry, you'll ruin your structures. So you can. Oops. See, and this is what I'm talking about, being hasty. And then I make this huge mess out of the water. But let's do this right. Okay, so there's the whole wall, completely gone, and of course, you can do this on every side. So you could do something like that to make a just 1 block column going all the way down. Then of course you can mess with this to make it a different shape on the ground if you wanted. So let's just go out like this. And that one's too far. Like so. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with it. Actually, something I'm not sure about is what if you had the holes here? What would happen then? Oops. Oh, that's cool. Just a perfect square of water. So that does tell you one of the rules. Obviously it's not going to zigzag its way over, but that's very interesting. So if I had, oops, come on. Wonder if I had holes here, what it would look like. Ah, those are closest. Makes sense. But as you can see, water is one of those things that's really fun to play around with. Just see the different shapes that you can make. So do so. If you want to hop into a creative world or use your survival world, just make a space where you can just play with different shapes of water. And lava is somewhat similar. I know this video isn't about lava, and it's really slow. But you can make some really cool lights if you miss. Oops, there. So just 1 column block of lava, and I think these are really cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all the YouTube things. See ya.